Help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more Browns-focused content. We're back here with JP ACOSTA from CBS Sports. We talked about kind of the Browns-Jaguars, the weird connections that these two franchises kind of always have. Like, Browns fans have this weird connection with other tortured fan bases. It used to be Buffalo, but Buffalo's had too much success recently, right? But Buffalo, the Lions, the Jets. Like, when I was in college, I was really good friends with a Jets fan just because we understood what Sundays are going to be like for each other. But now moving forward towards the draft here, look, we know the Browns are going to be playing Dylan Gabriel this week. I like to be realistic on things, and look, I'm not even bringing in my own evaluation of Dylan Gabriel. Just for a third-round pick to make you not draft a first-round pick, a first-round quarterback. I mean, like, you got to do what Brock Purdy did. You almost got to get to the Super Bowl, right? Like, you got to play so well that it is undeniable that that's the starting quarterback going forward. If not, if they like somebody in the first round, they're going to take them. So I think that's the biggest question for people in this draft is, hey, what's the quarterback talent looking like? How has the quarterback picture for this draft changed since the offseason, right? Now that we've gotten, we're getting some conference games under our belt, we're starting to see the draft materialize in a much more real way. How has this picture kind of changed for you as you've watched the college football season?
When it comes to the quarterbacks, before the season, I had said if I could describe this class in one word, it'd be promising, meaning there's a lot of potential in this class. But it feels like some of those high potential guys haven't really panned out. We know Arch Manning is going to go back for his senior year at this point. He's going to be back at Texas next year. Drew Aller has not panned out. Garrett Nussmeier has not risen above and played better than he did last year. So it sort of leaves three quarterbacks at this point that I think are in first round conversations. And that's Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, that is Oregon's Dante Moore, and South Carolina's Lenor Sers. And they all provide three different flavors of quarterbacking. But I said going in, Fernando Mendoza was my QB1. He has done nothing to prove me wrong in that. He has been such a strong passer when it comes to pre and post snap. You can tell that kid knows what he's doing. You can tell that he knows where everybody's supposed to be. And then he has the arm talent to make some really bonkers throws. The whole shot to in cover 2 against Iowa last week was bonkers. He has such good arm talent throwing over the middle of the field. He is willing to test passes downfield. And I think he is a good enough athlete to scramble. I think he relies more on his arm and his mind, so that's going to get him a little caught up under pressure. But I think right now he is still QB1, but Dante Moore has played really well. Just the pinpoint accuracy and just the mechanics throwing downfield is something that really stands out with him. He looks so much more confident than he did at UCLA. I think his process is a lot quicker, and he is just going to be a very pinpoint, very precise passer for Oregon, which I'm really excited because he did that against Penn State, which was my biggest question for him. Can he do it against a team that has some legitimate NFL talent? And then Lenore Sellers is he is your dream of what you build as a quarterback. 6'3", 242, 245, rocket arm. I think he's gotten better at in the quick and intermediate game. He is still coming along when it comes to ball placement, still coming along when it comes to just some of the down-to-down stuff, but he has played a lot of football already, and he also has some of the best sack avoidance I've ever seen in a prospect. He has some real plays where he just shakes guys off of him as if he's remember how Big Ben used to just stand in the pocket and people just kind of bounce off him?
Yes, I remember.
That's Lenore Sellers. People just kind of fall off of him as a passer. So I think if you're a team that wants to build out of the QB run game, get him on the move, and let him throw downfield as well, I'd be more than willing to draft Lenore Sellers. But those are the three first round guys that I think have a good shot at continuing that trend of being first round quarterbacks. Outside of that, there's a lot of question marks.
Do you think it's like a 1-2-3 situation, or is it like a 1 and 2, and then later on 3?
Well, I kind of think it depends. It depends on who gets that those 1 and 2 spots. I think the Titans are locked in with Cam Ward. He's done nothing to persuade them the other way when it comes to drafting a quarterback, but they're desperately in need of talent outside of that. So if they get a top pick, they will probably end up either trading it away or picking a skill position player. The Saints are probably going to draft a quarterback. The Browns are probably going to draft a quarterback if they're picking high. The Dolphins are a little weird because if they're picking top 5 and a quarterback is there, I could see them picking quarterback. But I also think with Tua's contract being the way it is and just some of the other just things that are in flux right now for them, you don't know if Mike
Yeah.
McDaniel is going to be the coach there. You don't know if Chris Greer is going to be the GM. So I wonder if they are going to take a swing on a quarterback now because you don't have to play him early with Tua. So I don't know if it's QB, but I do think with how much people value the quarterback position and how these guys are sort of rising in draft talk and draft conversations, I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 guys go in like top 10, top 12.
All right, so let's kind of go. You highlighted the top 3 guys. Let's kind of focus in on all 3 of them. The one guy who's super interesting to me because it reminds me of when I was a kid. You would just hear about these dudes on like mixtape websites, like randomly. Like, oh man, 2 Chainz is gonna be hot, bro. 2 Chainz is coming up. You hear the True Religion mixtape, and you listen to it. The next thing you know, everybody talking about it. That's what Fernando Mendoza, yeah, his come up feels like. It's like it feels like a mixtape artist. It's like, oh wow, you just hear from all these like hip hop heads, like, hey, Mendoza, he got something, right? Because that happened randomly one day in the summer. I forget what it was. It was like June, like 2 months after the draft. I'm seeing you tweet about him. I'm seeing my guy Derek Bell, Steelers DB, tweet about him. I'm seeing like Corey tweet about him. I'm like, who's this? Quarterback out of Cal? Like, what do you mean? This guy's quarterback 1? Like, did everybody just go to the Mendoza convention and just get handed the tape and was like, yo, this is bumping? Like, how did this start with everybody just like kind of coalescing around the idea of Mendoza and like, what is it specifically about his game that like, if you could relate it to another quarterback who people are more familiar with, that you see when you watch him?
So it started with Mendoza for me watching him against Miami last year. I think he had a really good game against Miami. I think his processing and his pre and post snap process has been so good while playing a lot of reps while still getting the team organized. And I think that's something that a lot of NFL franchises are going for when it comes to drafting a quarterback. You want someone who can get everybody lined up, someone who's played a lot of football. Fernando Mendoza's played, he's going to be a 2-year starter now at Cal and at Indiana. And we've seen transfers sort of make an impact and go first round. So I think for me, if you want to compare him stylistically, I'm not saying this is career outcome for him, but stylistically, I've heard a lot of Matt Ryan when it comes to Fernando Mendoza. I've seen Carson Palmer when it comes to Mendoza. And it's just the arm strength and the arm talent, not only in throwing like rocket passes downfield. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about arm talent. It is putting the ball exactly where it needs to be without having your receiver break stride. From a clean pocket, the dude is nails. He has been, even when there's pressure in his face, there's a throw where he's throwing an in-breaker against Iowa and he gets crushed and throws it on the dot. He is such a tough, he's a fearless passer. I think sometimes he'll get caught trying to do too much, which is where you can kind of heat him up as a blitzer. But I really appreciate watching him play because it looks like the kid knows how to play the in-between game of the quarterback position. He knows how to get through checks. He's adjusting at the line of scrimmage. His pre and post snap process has been well beyond his years. And I think that is something that you want to see out of a guy who's going to be the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you're waiting to see to confirm in his game in this season? Now, given that he's like in the Big Ten, he's going to be playing Oregon, right? Like, in these bigger games, maybe even get a playoff berth, right? Because you could be a 1-2 loss Big Ten team, make it.
I really want to see the Oregon game, and I want to see him against a team with equal levels of NFL talent.
Mm.
They're gonna play. They're gonna play Penn State. They're gonna play Oregon. They're gonna play Maryland, who has been pretty good this year. Um, I just would like to. I want to see him play against teams that are equal to them when it comes to NFL talent and NFL, not NFL coaching, but NFL like play calling on the
Hmm.
defensive side of the ball. Penn State's going to cause him a lot of problems. I think Oregon's going to give him a lot of questions that he's going to have to answer. So I think those big games against teams that are on the same level as him. You know, you always like you go to AAU tournaments and you see the dude that you know is not supposed to be playing in this age group, and
Yeah.
then he plays up in the age group that he's supposed to be in, and it just looks different. I think that's what needs to happen with Fernando Mendoza. I think he's going to start playing with some dudes that are also going to be playing on Sundays, and I want to see how he fares.
Yeah, I think that's fair with Mendoza. He says that's really the only check mark I have with him. Let's move to Dante Moore, who again, like, not really somebody people were familiar with coming into the season. And I always try to leave myself room for this because, like, we get so locked in at the end of every college football season. These are going to be the three guys for next year. And it's like, it could be some random transfer, at LSU that just has a hot year and he becomes like one of the best quarterback prospects you ever seen out of nowhere, like Joe Burrow did, right? It could really just happen like that for a college kid 1 year. And Dante Moore, I think this is just he got the opportunity at a good landing spot. Like apparently UCLA is just a dumpster fire. I don't know what's been going on there, but it's been a mess. He gets to Oregon. And to give Oregon credit, like they seem to have made the most out of whatever quarterback they can get out there, right? Bo Nix, and they gave him a solid enough base to play in the NFL, right? We're gonna see what Dylan Gabriel has, but certainly got a lot out of Dylan last year, and the coaching staff in Cleveland seems to be very happy with the baseline that he came into the league with. Obviously, with Dylan, he played a bunch of different places, UCF, or Oklahoma, with Josh Heupel, right? UCF, right?
Yep.
Woo,
Yep.
woo, man, his soul
That
to
was
see
back
Rivers.
in the Heupel days. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when
Gabe
they were running.
Davis.
They were running the Gabe Davis and NFL draft legend Jacob Harris.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And then he went. I don't think he was there for Lincoln Riley was gone by the time he got to Oklahoma, but it was still kind of over there, and then obviously Oregon. But then you look at Dante, same kind of lineage there of those quarterbacks coming from the landing, the whatever they got going, because they got like two offensive coordinators in Oregon. Like it's like
Well, they have Will Stein.
Will Stein, who's kind of emerged as like the main guy there, who seems to be doing a good job. Kind of, can you put your finger on who stylistically somebody like Dante Moore reminds you of, just so people are if they go in and watch an Oregon game, right? I don't want to give them something and they're like, oh, I thought it was gonna be like Jalen Hurts, and it ain't nothing like Jalen Hurts, right? Like stylistically, who does he remind you of, or at least feel like he's in the same category as when it comes to the genre of quarterback style play that he plays?
So it's a little tough for Dante Moore because when you watch Dante Moore at Oregon, do not use the previous Oregon quarterbacks as your blueprint for Dante Moore. He's not a runner, although he can run. He's more of a pure pocket passer, and he just has incredible poise and accuracy throwing the ball downfield. And I say this not to doom his career, but it's a little bit similar to Alabama Bryce Young, or just some of the calmness and the poise. But the thing about Dante Moore is he's like 6'2", 6'3". Like he's a big dude. Like instead of being 5'10", he's like 6'2". So I think with Dante Moore, the thing that's so impressive, like I said, is just the calmness that he manages the pocket, that he manages the game. He's so even keel in every situation. He gets the ball downfield. He is willing to attack downfield, and the ball placement, his accuracy has gotten so much better in this offense after sitting out a year behind Dylan Gabriel. And I think that accuracy, the poise, and the ball placement are going to get him drafted really high because that's what a lot of NFL teams want. You want to see a guy who, when everything's flying around him, when things are on fire, he is going to remain cool. He is going to get everybody needed to get everybody where they need to go. So I've been really impressed with Dante Moore. The Penn State game was a really impressive one when it comes to ball placement and accuracy. So he's going to get talked about a lot more in those QB1 conversations.
Yeah, I think Steve Young used to have a quote where he would talk about a quarterback and he would say, does the concept of 11 guys being on the field overwhelm him? Right? Because some guys, it overwhelms them. For other guys, it doesn't, right? Like, and you can see that in Dante's game. And look, I know we were talking about Bryce Young as a pro player. It has been great, but we forget how good this dude was in college. Right?
Yeah.
Like how inevitable he felt at times because it was like you can never rush him into a bad decision. And yeah, that's a really good trait to have. And if you could have that trait at an NFL size, and I would, Bryce Young's not a terrible athlete. He's just a terrible athlete to be that small.
Yeah, he's he's a good athlete for his size, average athlete for NFL standards.
Yeah, and then, you can't be no average athlete and be built like him.
Right? Yeah, like he's an average runner. He's got an average arm and isn't big. His thing always was his mind, his poise. Mm-hmm. He was always calm and under control. But Dante Moore has that, but also has the size and the arm to get away with stuff, even when things are kind of out of his control.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get on to the most interesting guy, but before we do, got to thank my sponsor, Sleeper. Hey, guess what? The NFL season is finally here, and that means you've got a fantastic opportunity with daily fantasy football on the Sleeper app. Football has never been more exciting than it is now with players like CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, etc. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, and fantasy points and more for up to 100x payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you can win big. Use promo code WORSTTAKE and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Download the #1 sports app today and experience it for yourself. Also, remember that you can use the promo code WORSTTAKE and get up to $100 match on your first deposit. All right. So Lenor Sers is fascinating. He is the quarterback prospect in this class that excites me the most and terrifies me the most at times. Where it's like you can see where he could have that kind of a ceiling that puts him in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. I'm interested to hear where you look at him, but when I watch him, I'm like, what if Jalen Hurts had literally everything you wanted Jalen Hurts to have? Like in addition, and was like 20, right? Like he's super young. The issue with Lenor is that there are things that I see with him where I'm like, oh, these are things that gets coaches and GMs fired, right? Like sometimes his response to pressure, where I think he's so good at avoiding sacks that he fights battles that he can't win, right? He tries to slay dragons that you can't slay. Even at the college level and in the NFL level, it's going to be even more difficult for him. What do you make of a guy like Lenor? And given that he's so young, right? Like he's the youngest guy that we talked about so far, right? Mm-hmm. And so talented. Like I don't think it's a real argument. Like if we're just talking about tools, that's the guy in this class that has all the tools. What do you do when it comes to like him using all those tools? Because like that's somebody you draft and understand is not a finished product.
So I think people are going to look at Lenor Sers and immediately think Anthony Richardson, which is not fair to Lenor Sers because Lenor Sers at this point has already started more games of football than Anthony Richardson has in college and the NFL. Like he has just played more. He has more reps under his belt. The player stylistically that I've always said is Dante Culpepper.
That's a good pull.
Just a real big, strong,
country strong.
Country strong, can throw the ball a mile downfield. But what I think Lenor Sers is so good at is again, it's the ability to avoid sacks, to avoid those. Like he's gonna do a lot of stuff. Like you said, he's gonna fight a lot of battles he can't win. It's especially in South Carolina's offense with an offensive line that just is not up to NFL or even SEC standard. It looks a lot like Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards, where he's got the sword and he's fighting the whole army by himself. So there are going to be moments where he is just fighting battles that he cannot win. But I think it's the constant improvement to me. It is the improvement but in the short game. It's the improvement in his processing. He has shown over the last year and a half that he's been a starter, he has gotten better. And I think that's what teams want to see. They don't want to see stagnant growth. They want to see you improve. And that constant improvement as a 20-year-old is going to get him drafted really high, along with the size and the tools that he has. He's currently my QB2 in this draft behind Mendoza. Just, again, you're not going to find quarterbacks that big, that fast, that strong, with that pocket presence. And you can say, like, yeah, we'll give him some time, but I think we can make this happen.
I wonder if it's going to be like a Drake made Caleb Williams thing where it's like most people are going to be like, tape-wise, Mendoza's one. But, dude, did you see that throw? You kind of got to take Caleb Williams number one. And I think that might be the dynamic there for those two. Interesting to see. Also, I'm wondering, like, when the wider football world is really going to catch up to the Mendoza hype. I thought it would happen when he, they had that big national TV game against Illinois, but it's Illinois, right? Like, nobody's really going to pay that much attention. I think the Oregon game is a big opportunity for both those quarterbacks, right? It kind of reminds you of that Joe Burrow game in 2019. Was that 2019?
Yeah.
That was an insane game, man. That was so... Like, Joe Burrow, like, jets out to, like, a 21-point lead, and then Tua fires back with, like, four touchdowns. I don't think it's going to get that insane, but it might be that kind of an opportunity where you walk away from that game going, well, that's the top two.
I think it's just gonna take that game against Oregon. It's gonna take a nationally televised game against a team that, like, I always thought Illinois is a good football team. They are not Oregon when it comes to the national, like, eyes, the national attention. And Indiana stomping Illinois, that is a good day for Mendoza hype. Probably not the one to get all the eyes on him. It's going to take a game like Dante Moore had against Penn State, which is funny because it'll be against Dante Moore. Like you said, we could be leaving this and be like, yeah, those are top two quarterbacks. But again, it's just going to take for Mendoza, just watch him play. And I hate to be the watch the tape guy, but just watch the throws, watch the stuff that he does. That is an NFL quarterback.
All right, let's talk about some other guys who might not be in that, like, top conversation yet, or people don't really know what to do with, right? And some of the lesser discussed guys, like a Tai Simpson, who at Alabama, first year starting, he's been there for 3 years?
He's been there for 3 years. This is one of those where he's constantly waited for this chance. I think he sat behind Bryce. He sat behind Milroe.
Yeah.
And now he's getting his turn.
Well, and it's a tough pull because people are like, well, he could have beat out Milroe. And I'm like, it's college football, and Milroe can run like
I'm saying Jalen Milroe is like one of the best athletes I've ever seen.
You're not going to not start that dude.
Like, you're just not. You have a guy at quarterback, Nick Saban said is the fastest player on the team. Yeah, I'm going to start that guy.
Yeah, it's like you might be able to do all this nice stuff and run the offense, but, like, you going to put that dude in, man. Like, you going to put the guy who could run for like 300 yards against, like, LSU. You're going to put that guy in. So it's like it's a rough pull, right? Like, it's not like you expect him to beat out Bryce Young. The athletic gifts that Jalen Milroe had were always going to get him on the field faster, especially in a college game where that is heavily prioritized. So he finally gets to play now. What have you seen from him? He seems to be a little divisive within the scouting community. I think some people really like him. Some people are real hesitant on him. Where are you at with him?
So the first game I saw Tai Simpson was against Florida State. And I was like, this kid looks nervous.
Mhm.
But then as the game went on, he sort of settled down. And you could see later on in the season, to the point where we're at now, Tai Simpson looks settled in. And he puts a lot of NFL throws on tape with anticipation, especially over the middle of the field. I feel like his best stuff comes when his cleats are in the ground and he is able to deliver the ball on time over the middle of the field. And I think just all the waiting, all the time that he has put into just learning the offense and putting explosives on the field, I think that has done him a lot of good. It's done him a lot of good because now he's seen most offenses or defenses that college defenses will run. He knows where to go with the ball. He has a good rapport with Jeremy Bernard. So I'm excited to see him continue to grow. I'm cautiously intrigued by him. I want to see more of him. I want to watch more tape on him, but I'm willing to buy a little bit right now. I'm in for a little bit. I want to see more.
All right. What quarterbacks this year you think have been losing the most money?
Oh,
Um,
Drew Aller.
Drew Allen.
Drew Aller and Garrett Nussmeier have lost the most money, and for two different reasons. I'll start with Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier is such a cerebral player. You can tell that he knows ball. He knows where the ball should go. There are a lot of times Garrett Nussmeier writes checks that his arm can't cash.
Oh, the
His
Jameis.
body can't cash. He plays football like his arm is 3 times stronger than it is, and his body is like 3 times bigger than he is. He takes a lot of hits. You worry about the long-term sustainability of his health. I think he's nursing a core injury right now, which is, again, it's another injury for him. And it just feels like every time I watch Garrett Nussmeier this season, he's always limping or he's like wincing as he throws. So you just worry about all the hits that he's taken. But I think that what teams want to see from him is being less reckless with the ball. And it feels like since we entered SEC play, that dial has turned up. And it's just like, no, that's not the way we want you to go. When it comes to Drew Aller, I was always a little lower on Drew Aller going into the season than other people, largely because he is just a collection of tools at this point. But man, it does not look good from a footwork, from a ball placement, from an accuracy standpoint. It feels like he's all over the place, where he'll put a dime on tape and then follow it up with 3 of the most horrendous throws you've ever seen. So I'm curious. I'm curious what the NFL thinks of him, and I'm curious what he does after this season. I think he's got to enter his draft, but I'm curious what his stock looks like now that we've kind of seen he makes a lot of boneheaded plays and a lot of plays that will get NFL coaches and NFL GMs fired.
Yeah, him and Cade Klubnik, if they had draft eligibility, would be in the leader of the sweepstakes to be the next Miami University quarterback.
I
Right?
actually do think Cade, if he has eligibility, I think he should transfer.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he played his freshman year, so I think he's
Yeah,
for 4 straight.
he was also a Dabo guy. He was committed to Clemson early
Yeah,
in the process, so he's loyal to the soil.
yeah, he's kind of got, like Milroe kind of had this kind of funk on him too, where it's like, oh, you're the guy we're gonna associate with the downfall of a dynasty. Where
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, you're the last Saban guy, and it's like it looks like Klubnik is, the last prominent Clemson Dabo Sweeney guy for a little while. Cause they ain't Clemson no more, right? Like they out here losing to Syracuse and Georgia Tech. Like, hey, it's tough.
Like it don't hit the same.
Right, Georgia Tech and Syracuse got beat by Duke.
They
the next
did.
week.
They got worked by
smacked.
Duke. They lost handedly to Duke.
Darian Benson needed him. Okay, he was like, I'm glad to see you.
Darian Mensah used Syracuse as a get right game.
Yeah, and look, after he couldn't get right against Tulane.
Georgia Tech almost lost to Wake Forest.
Hey, this ain't good for Clemson, dog.
Look, Georgia Tech is hilarious because whenever when in doubt, Haynes King headbutt 20 times a game.
Yeah, literally that or like a random heave downfield.
It don't matter where the ball going. It's Haynes King run forward. And that's like their best offense. I think he's probably had the most carries for Georgia Tech this year.
No, it's fascinating because I've never seen a player that I feel like is more mediocre than Haynes King just be everything for a college football team and reach them
It's
to levels
so
of success
college
that they
football.
probably should not be reaching right now.
It's so college football. Brent Key and Buster Faulkner love Haynes King. And I think that's incredible because, man, that dude, I said it on social media. He is team die for this when it comes to football. He will die on that field. He leads the Georgia Tech offense in carries by double digits. He has 73 carries. Jamal Haynes has 59.
The wild thing about Haynes King doing that is like he's not even like particularly fast.
He's not a big dude. He's not big either.
Yeah,
he's
like,
just doing it for the love of the game.
Look at him and assume that guy's gonna run, and that guy runs so much.
He's doing it for the love of the game. That is the most college quarterback ever. He will never have to buy a beer.
He's living that Riley Leonard life. Like he is living.
Yeah. This is like he's speed running the AJ McCarron timeline.
Yeah, campus legend. Because he beat Miami last year too.
Year.
Dude, if he beats Georgia,
Florida State, he's already beaten Florida State. He beat Clemson. If you knock off Georgia, that's 3. That's 4 right there. You just got
just as good as the national championship.
Like, hey, like Georgia Tech legend Haynes King.
Yeah, like come down to Midtown. Hang out, get a beer with legend.
Somebody's gonna wear a Georgia Tech Haynes King jersey at the function in 10 years, and everyone's like, "What a pull! What a guy!"
The Haynes King, the third jersey.
Yeah, somebody's gonna wear a Haynes King jersey to the function, and everybody's gonna be like, "You know what? I remember Haynes King. What a guy!"
He's gonna be like a special teamer.
Yeah, he'll be like a core special teamer, or he'll be like the best quarterback in the UFL, or even like. I could see him being a grad assistant, like immediately leaving.
You see Sean Payton getting any ideas?
New Taysom Hill dropped.
This guy's got moxie, huh?
This guy's got guts.
Yeah, coaches love him. I mean, I feel like Haynes King to play some special teams. You ask him.
See, you know what? You don't have to call it Wildcat if it's already a quarterback in there.
Hey, look, it's not Wildcat. It's just a play.
It's just QB power.
Yeah. You know we running that shit, but it's just a play. Like
it's your turn to stop it. You know exactly what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, Drew Aller. Did we talk about why Drew Aller's losing money? The thing with Drew Aller is like he's tools guy, but you can't be tools guy and feel like you've been overexposed.
You can't be tools guy and also have those tools not be as good of tools as they actually are.
That's also another point too.
The Drew Aller tool is he is big and he throws the ball far. There's no other tool.
Yeah.
Like he's not a good runner. He's actually kind of awkward. Like it feels like he's still growing into his body, and it makes sense because Drew Aller was a late bloomer as a high school recruit. He was somebody that got a lot more offers later in his high school career. That's why he didn't get anything from Ohio State. He went to Penn State. It just feels like he doesn't know where to go with the ball. It feels like when he does know where to go with the ball, his body just does not know how to get the ball there. Like his feet are untied from his upper body, and that leads to a lot of like scatter shot accuracy.
Yeah, he kind of like the running back that fumbles.
Yeah.
It's like, man, he's great. He fumbles a lot though. Like you never know where coaches are gonna land with the dude who does that, especially like when you're the quarterback who has the back-breaking interceptions. Like that's kind of your thing. It's like, oh yeah, and it doesn't help that the last 2 big games we've seen you and you have thought,
and it's always catastrophic interceptions. It's why did you throw that?
Yeah, it's never like they made a great play. Oh, the ball got tipped. It's always oh, come on, Drew.
Like you never feel good after. You never feel like you know what, you got gamed. Like they got you. They got us.
They disguised it. They had the safety sneaking there. I thought the thing was open. He threw it like you
You
smack your
never
hands.
say defense gets paid too after.
It's always one of those like you feel it right when you let go of the ball, where you're like, oh shit.
It's like, oh no. You're just sitting there watching the ball. It's like, oh, we
You ever
lost.
press the wrong button on Madden?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like like immediately.
Like you just want to go
go.
turn the game off.
You're like, oh my god. So yeah, I don't know where teams are gonna land with a dude like that. Let's see other guys in this class. We talked about Cade a little bit.
There's a couple guys that are like, I feel like I'm higher on one and lower on the other. First one I'm lower on is John Matir. Look, man, that dude's got to chill out. He's just got to chill out. He just needs to relax. I've said he plays football like he drank like 8 Red Bulls 30 minutes before. He's just so amped up and so like, oh my God, I'm playing football. Football is awesome. Bang, 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 bang.
The
like,
most Baker Mayfield coded quarterback of all.
Yes, he is so Baker Mayfield coded.
Like, he went to Oklahoma because Baker went to Oklahoma.
Yes, and people are going to do Cam Ward transferred from Washington State to a big school, was #1 pick. Cam Ward chilled out a little bit. John Matir has not found that relax button. He hasn't found that.
He's turned it up.
Yeah, and again, it ties back to the footwork. He throws the ball like a shortstop. He's really got that kind of 3/4 release, and the footwork is like a baseball player. That's going to lead to a lot of scatter shot passes. But he can move. He's a good runner. He's not like I'm going to run him 20 times a game, but he's a good runner. And when his feet are set, he can do that stuff. It's just you never know when the feet are going to be set, and you never know what he's going to try and do. He is one where he is also like, he is going to write a lot of checks that his body just can't cash.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that, I'm actually a big fan of TCU's Josh Hoover. He's very similar, former baseball player. I think the footwork is a little cleaner than Matir at this point. My issue with Josh Hoover is every throw is 100 miles an hour. He's got no touch. No touch on the passes right now. If he can improve his touch, especially to the outside areas of the field, then you're looking at a guy who, yeah, I could talk myself into that guy maybe on day 2. I'm not saying he's a day 1 QB prospect, but he's played really well this season. He's got the athleticism people look for. And again, he's got the arm strength. He's got the zip. So I just want to see him like loosen up on some of those. He's the pitcher that only throws 100.
Yeah.
And that's cool sometimes.
If you're a relief pitcher.
Once teams start to lock in on he's only throwing 100 down the middle and daring us to hit him, teams are going to hit that ball for homers.
All right. I'm going to ask you, we're going to play one more game here with quarterback, and then I'll ask you a quick question about the offensive line class, because I think I know where that one's going. But we'll play a quick game of declare or not to declare.
Okay.
Okay. For some guys on the fence. Now, Arch Manning, I think we're both going to say no.
Not declare.
Don't declare. Don't declare. You're Arch Manning. If you have a good year next year, you'll be the #1 overall pick. It doesn't matter who's there.
Saints might be there again next year.
Hey, you know what I mean? It don't really matter who's there, too. Like, let's be real. Like, Manning, walk and chew bubblegum, they're going to draft you. You don't have to worry about it. All right. Jaden Maeva, USC quarterback, to declare or not to declare? Because I feel like that's somebody who's going to get lost in the shuffle in 2027.
Does he have eligibility left?
Yeah, he has one. He's redshirt junior. He's
got eligibility left. I say stay.
You say stay?
I don't declare. I don't think his arm is strong enough right now.
Is he transferred to Miami guy?
No, I think he stays at USC because the talent is still there and Lincoln is still there. But I think he's a guy. Yeah, Lincoln likes him. He can move a little bit. It's just the ball, he's got not a lot of zip on the pass.
Yeah. I do appreciate a quarterback with balls, and that guy has balls. Like he
gonna throw that.
He gonna give you a chance.
Look, if it's not gonna be super accurate, just put it in the area code.
Hey, look, talk about somebody like there are some quarterbacks where I'm like having great wide receivers might not help them because they're not gonna have the balls to throw it to him. That guy, like if he was in Jake Browning's position, he's throwing that bitch to Jamar. All right, and Jamar gonna love him. It's a nice catchable ball.
He gonna throw it up.
Yeah. So he's been fun to watch. To declare or not to declare, Darian Mensah, Duke quarterback, $4 million waiting on him if he stays at Duke.
Ooh. I'm actually gonna say declare. I think he got some arm talent. I think he's got some zip. I think there is some times where he's just like, I don't know what you're doing. But I think he should declare. I don't think that the offense is really going to max out beyond him once he leaves. But I think this is a good time for him. Like he could be a day 2 pick and kind of sit behind somebody, and you could potentially have a spot starter.
Yeah. Is he an early candidate for? Well, no. Will they let him be in the Senior Bowl now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely a win the Senior Bowl guy.
Yes. If he has a good run through the postseason circuit, I can see him going day 2.
Yeah. And then John Matir is also a sneaky. He's gonna excite like the John Dable crowd of coaches. We're like, oh, did you see the throw?
He's gonna do something real dumb. He's gonna do something really dumb, and it's just you're gonna want to rip your hair out. But then he's gonna do something really cool, and it's like, oh, why don't you do that more often?
He's definitely somebody who puts a shoulder in you at practice, like just like tries to truck you on like a scramble drill in practice, knowing you can't hit him. It is like, yeah. Coach gonna get excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some defensive minded coach is gonna be like, that's the kind of guy we need. like that's the one I'm like, somebody gonna fall in love with that boy.
Somebody's gonna talk himself into him.
Dan Campbell gonna be like, that's the replacement for Jared Goff. He carries the energy. Let's see, are there any more to declare or not to declare? Just Julian saying, he's only sophomore, right?
He's a sophomore. He'll be eligible 27.
I think we're both kind of on Dante Moore should probably bounce this year.
Yes.
To anybody else on that fence here?
I think Miller Moss is out of eligibility, so he's gonna go.
No, Miller Moss gonna go. Tai Simpson.
He should declare. With the way that this quarterback class is stacking up and the way that he's stacking up big games against big competition, I think he should declare.
All right. Who's taking that bag at Miami?
Good question.
Who's getting the $8 million this year?
If I could be I could be really mean to my friend Tyler. So I'm gonna say Miami quarterback DJ Lagway.
DJ Lagway. You know what? Good for him. He's gone through enough at Florida.
Florida has not been kind to him.
Yeah. I mean, like they're gonna have to outpay Ohio State. Like that's not usually the realm. I think that would be a big get for Miami, right? Like somebody who still has eligibility. Who still has eligibility beyond the 1 year. Usually, it's like, hey, this guy was supposed to be drafted this year,
but he's taking another year to really.
But he's decided that getting this $8 million is more worth it than playing in the third round.
Hey, getting $8 million and living in Coral Gables, I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, what is Sam Levitt? Is he high eligibility?
No, but I do think he declares.
Yes,
I think he declares, especially if Kenny Dillingham takes another job this season, which I don't know if it happens or not. But if big schools open up, then I could see it. Sam Levitt's also another one who's very in the same vein of John Matir, where it's like, man, he is such a good runner, got such nice arm talent. I don't know what you're going to do with the ball, though.
Yeah, it's a constant question there. Drake Lindsay is not eligible yet, right? He's a true sophomore.
Yeah.
Raiola, no. Mensah is. I know the Miami quarterback. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Nico Imaliva. Declare or not to declare?
Please don't declare. Please get out of UCLA.
Get your dad on that phone and get you to take the discount. Okay? Like, I'll play for you for only $4 million. Like, He gotta
I
go.
I feel bad for Nico because you can tell that he's trying his hardest at UCLA to make this work. But UCLA is so devoid of offensive talent
Yeah, it's just
that
bad, man.
it's just
They
not
got
happening.
blown out by New Mexico, didn't they?
They got stomped by New Mexico. Yeah.
See here. I think Malachi Moore. No, not Malachi Moore. What's the guy? Malachi
Malachi
Newell.
Nelson.
Nelson.
No.
Has he been playing at UTEP?
Yes. He just threw like 4 interceptions in a game.
So no,
He just threw 4 irons.
he might go to South Florida.
He might. He might.
I don't even know if South Florida. That'd be an upgrade for him, right, from UTEP.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be at Youngstown next year. Like, that's the next step, dog. You don't make it at UTEP.
It's tough because his story is like you could tell that he threw the ball a lot in high school and it sapped some of the arm, had a couple mystery like shoulder injuries. And like now it just looks like, man, what could have been.
Okay. Luke Altimer, is he got eligibility left?
No, he been there for a long time. He is a guy where
he's gonna be the Dylan Gabriel of this class.
I was gonna say if there's anybody similar to Dylan Gabriel, it's Luke Altmaier. He's a gamer. He knows where to go with the ball. He is athletically limited. That is a Senior Bowl quarterback.
Hey, but he can strike that boy. You know, he can step
He's
into
tough.
it, put some speed on it.
He's tough. He will stand in there and get hit.
Yeah. Again, a guy that coaches are gonna love. But guys coaches love usually 3rd round picks. Right? Like that's usually where the GM goes, we can draft the fucking guy you love. Okay. Like let's see. Carson Beck. He's gotta go, obviously. Like, yeah. Do you see him being able to improve maybe the late second evaluation people had on him last year?
I don't think so, largely because Carson Beck is an NFL quarterback. I don't think he's a starting NFL quarterback, but he is an NFL quarterback at this point. He knows where to go with the ball. He's accurate. It's just I worry that the arm strength has been sapped by the UCL injury, and then under pressure, he's just going to throw the ball up.
Yeah.
He's just going to throw it up. But
you know where he should go?
What's up?
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like the Cincinnati should draft him and be like, he might be able to get us through like 5 games if Joe Burrow gets hurt.
Yeah, he is a spot starter.
Yeah. A fun one. Like, it's kind of like in that Gardner Minshew vein.
Well, Gardner Minshew's not that fun.
Well, I'm not saying like he's the same player. I'm saying like the same utility as a Gardner Minshew. It's like you don't have a starter, you maybe bring in Gardner Minshew to compete for the job,
Yeah, if you need a guy like who can help ease the transition for the next starter.
Yeah.
Like you have your Carson Beck to tide you over.
Yeah, you like, all right, let's give Beck a shot, Okay. Here's a fun declare not to declare. Aiden Childs.
Ooh, he is so talented. He is such a fun quarterback. But I'm going to say he doesn't declare because there's a good shot he could be QB1 next year.
You think so?
Yes. Especially if Arch just doesn't. If Arch A transfers or B does not play well, you don't know what you're going to get from DJ Lagway. I think Raiola is tough, but I think Raiola is more of a pocket passer than anything. He is not a guy who can move, but Childs has all the tools. He has everything that you want. I would say he'd come out this year, but I think he'd probably end up being around QB4, QB5. I don't know if that gets you drafted in the first round, but I think he's got a chance in 2027 to be the top quarterback.
That class is weird.
Very.
Because like there's guys in there like, oh yeah, that could be a no-brainer number 1 guy if he has a good season.
Yes.
But then you've been waiting for that good season forever.
Like you could talk yourself into DJ Lagway being number 1 quarterback. It makes sense.
I mean,
Dylan Raiola.
Yeah.
Dylan Raiola could be number 1 quarterback. I could see it. Arch Manning being number one quarterback. I could see it. Aiden Childs being number one in 2027. Absolutely can see it. There's just so much. There's so many variables right now with that class.
Yeah, there's so much left to be seen. All right, real quick, let's talk about this offensive tackle class. Have you been impressed? Is this a good year for the trenches? Or is this another year where you better just grab and hang on to what you got?
Oh boy. It's been a rough year for the trenches, for the offensive line, especially. My guy going in, Caleb Lomu, has been up and down this year, got worked by Texas Tech. Spencer Fano is probably going to go in as top tackle. Caden Proctor has not looked great. Francis Magnoa might be the top tackle off the board, but I also think he might be a better guard than tackle. We will see. And then outside of that, there's a whole lot of variables. Isaiah World might go back to Oregon. Austin Barber has no play strength, so I'm curious where teams stand on him. But it's been a rough year for the draft eligible tackles.
Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be the case. It's getting to the point with tackle where I'm like, somebody needs to just be willing to be wacky to fix their tackle problem. Like, somebody needs to say to this edge rusher, he's hasn't had a great year, but he's so talented. Son, I need you to learn to kick slide. Like, we need somebody just willing to get wacky with the solution, because like they're just not coming out of college football at the rate that you need them to. And some of the guys that you do get, you got to work on them so long. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Who's a failed edge rusher that has all the tools that you're like, all right, can he kick slide? Like, like,
hey, Darnell Washington.
Hey,
give it a shot.
I don't understand why nobody's tried that yet. He's basically the size of a left tackle.
He's bigger than Broderick Jones.
Yeah, it would benefit you more for him to be tackle than tight end 3, right? Like, I don't know how much the utility is helping you there.
Catching 3 passes a year, you could learn how to kick slide and make $30 million.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, man, if you're having trouble staying on weight, that's not a problem. Let's just move you up a weight class,
There you go.
Play tackle.
A little more comfortable.
You're going to be the best eligible tackle of all time, too.
You look at Broderick Jones and Darnell Washington next to each other. You can tell which one's the bigger one, and it ain't the left tackle.
And look, when we go eligible tackle in the end zone, you could declare, right? You will get a couple of play action routes thrown your way. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You're going to be the best route running offensive lineman in football. Mm-hmm. But we need you to kick slide, bro.
Hey, whatever they got him listed at 264. No, he's not.
I think the NFL needs to help this problem by just giving a left tackle an egregious bag. It's been a while since we see the left tackle get the bag like that. Like,
we need like a fully guaranteed contract for a left tackle.
It's about to happen, by the way, because they're so rare now. Where it's like, oh yeah, if you can go get one, it's like young. Yeah, like who's the dude in Green Bay?
Which one? Rasheed Walker?
Rasheed Walker. He's about to get paid ridiculous money.
Oh, Joe Alt? Fully guaranteed contract.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like somebody's agent should look around. Where David Malgetta when you need him, right? Like, look around and be like, oh, what you about to do?
I need to win some leverage back.
Oh yeah. I need to do this to advance the position overall, because not enough kids are choosing to be tackles now. It is because they don't think they could get that bag, and I need people to understand that these pass protection reps are just as valuable as those pass rusher reps. Get these kids in the trenches more often. But thank you, JP, for joining us and having an in-depth conversation about this draft class, man. Where can people find you if they want to know more about what you think?
Yeah, you can find me at Pushing the Pile, podcast I host with Kyle Long and Mike Renner. Everywhere where you get your podcasts, we do live shows after every Sunday slate of football games. You can find me on CBS Sports HQ, talking NFL, and then I'll be writing weekly for CBS Sports. So just follow me and see what I'm doing.
All right. Appreciate you for coming on. Make sure you guys go check out JP. His work is great. Continues to rise in the field. Super happy for him. I'm worried, dog. I'm like, hey, man, next time I go to the Senior Bowl, you're going to be on the other side of the stadium. Like,
with all
he
the
got good
agents, nah, they not
credentials.
gonna they not gonna let me over there.
He going to be on the field watching the one-on-ones. I'll be like, damn.
I'm gonna still be up in the stands. It might be a better view there.
Yeah, definitely. But appreciate you, man. Everybody have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.